push record here. So anyway, thank you guys for taking your time out tonight to jump on this call. So this is the Empower Crew call that we're going to be doing every Wednesday night. So just kind of expect, unless I post in the group, like if there's a really awesome training. A couple weeks ago we had the Surge call. Last week was Thanksgiving. So obviously there's going to be times we're not going to have the call, but I'm going to do my best to have the call, whether there's one person on here or we can get up to 50 people on here, and like I said, I want to just make a place to where we can see that like we're actually people and so everybody can kind of get to know each other. We can collaborate, ask questions, and then every time I'll be sharing a little bit of information. So tonight I really just want to hone in on reminding, especially even myself. I listened to a training by Josh Coates recently, and you guys don't know Josh Coates. I highly recommend following him. He is not a Beachbody coach. He is a John Maxwell life coach, but he pretty much has specifically works now with Beachbody coaches, and he's Micah's coach, and he's a lot of the top level coaches, and he is a very tell it like it is motivational guy. So if you don't already follow him, he's great. He does a lot of live videos, and then he also does little groups where you can invest, and he does like an art of recruiting, but Patty's been great to share those videos with us, and so hey Bobby, and so anyway, Josh Coates, but he talked about just about the business, and so it just got me thinking to remind, as we are in the midst of especially holidays and craziness and end of the month and, trying to hit these goals and whatever that might be. And sometimes we might be on a journey and our journey stalls for a little bit, or, there's all things that we go through. Is to remind yourself is, first of all, why you got in this business, and seeing it as, remember that we're here to help people. This is not a microwave business. It's a crock pot business. It takes time to build relationships, and that's really all that we're doing, is just building relationships with people, connecting with people, going on our own journey, sharing that journey with people, and through that, that's how our business will grow. You have to be sharing, you have to be inviting, but looking at it as remembering to see people as people, not as a success club point, not as a means to an end. And when they tell you no, thinking, oh, well, fine, forget them. It's okay, not right now, but how could I help them? So when they are ready, they're going to come to me. So just remembering that this is a crock pot business. There are some coaches that start off and they just run and they, hit these, diamond in 2 months and, all of these things you might hear about. But you guys, that is not the norm. The norm is it takes time. In fact, it took me over a year it took me right at a year to become a diamond coach. And I still am like right on the verge. It's been 2 years now of being a Star Diamond coach. And so, again, I've had to make this fit into my life. There's been ups and downs. There will be ups and downs. It's kind of like a roller coaster ride. There's actually a great book by Darren Hardy called The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. It just really talks about that's part of being an entrepreneur. There's times when it's awesome. There's times when it's not so awesome. But if you stay consistent during those non-busy times or those not so awesome times, you're planting the seeds for those next few months. I have people come to me now who I invited 2 years ago to join me on this journey, or a year ago, or months ago. So no does not mean no. No means not right now. Okay. Just remembering that your vitals have to be your priority. You have to be your priority first. Okay. Getting in your workout and doing your Shakeology and your personal development. Those three are the most important. Don't skip your workout for training. Don't skip your, working out for a team call. I mean, I'd love for you to be on here, but if this was the only time you could work out, I'd rather you get your workout in, okay? You can listen to the recording. So I just want to, just remind you that number one, you're doing your workout, you're drinking your Shakeology. Number 2, you're doing your personal development. Don't let that slide either. And a lot of times in those down times, I know for me, where I'm feeling like, man, I start having doubts and that little voice starts creeping in. It's when I've let my personal development slide. So remembering to keep it that focused. And we are always hearing of new books and different, so depending on where you're at, a book might be good for you during that season, or there could be a book during another season. So, if you're really struggling maybe with something internal, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero is like my favorite go-to to suggest to people. I'm going to suggest that for somebody versus maybe The Go-Giver, which talks about, being in the business of giving, because it's talking more about business and you need to work on yourself first. Okay. So there's just, depends on the season of your life, but don't be hesitant to ask myself or Tara, Patty, hey, this is what I'm going through. What would be a good book for me? There are so many out there. But at the same time, like I read in it was the Entrepreneur, I can't remember, Tara, but it talked about it's better to read one book 100 times than 100 books. That's one thing to just read, but it's like, are you applying that? So when you find a good book, I go back and I listen to books all the time just because, it's good information. So when there's times I'm just like, I just need to listen to You're a Badass right now because I just need to pick me up. So I'll listen to
pick something new up every time too. I mean,
yes.
I started the 12-week year today just because the first time it just wasn't sinking in. And within like the first 5 minutes, I was like, oh, that's good. So, I mean, I totally missed
it. Yeah, you didn't think that. Yeah, absolutely. So don't be afraid if you're kind of stuck in a place. Reach out and say, hey, I need a new book, but making sure that you're always working on that. I know, Amanda, you're really good at your personal development. That's something that's a strength of yours. So anytime if you're reading something great, share it in our team page. And that's another subject I just wanted to quickly talk about is you guys I really want that the Empower Crew page to be your page. So please, if there's something you find that's helpful, post on that. If you have a question, post in there. I don't want it to be just me posting because I do want it to be very interactive. Now I share as I can. I know Tara's been sharing, but if there's something you find or if you read something or you see a quote that you're like, yes, I needed that, share that in there. And then maybe somebody could share that on their wall or something like that. So, but anyway, going back to what we were talking about, getting in your vitals. So your journey, your personal development. And then the third thing is inviting. Okay. This part I know some people struggle with, but it is essential if you want to grow your business. People aren't just going to flock to you just because you post on your Facebook page. They don't to me either. And I've been doing this for 2 years. Even Micah says, Micah Folsom, she says she sends out over 100 invites a month. I mean, that's somebody who's a top coach. So, making sure that you are still inviting, there's a way to do this. And that is first building that relationship, staying engaged. And as long as you're doing your power hour, the inviting will come naturally. And you can be inviting to a challenge group, a free group, whatever is at that time, but making sure the coaching opportunity, if you see somebody, struggling about money, just say, hey, even if you don't know all the answers right now, you have me, and then I have Patty, and we have Micah, and we have Mindy, and we have all this training. You don't have to know everything. So if you're like, I just don't think I know enough to get people on board, don't let that hold you back, because that might be the person that really kind of helps you and you can learn together. So like Patty signed up a month before I did, and we learned it together. She didn't have all the answers, and so we would just go to Micah all the time. And so that, that's okay. So don't feel like you have to be at a certain level before you start inviting people to the opportunity or leading your own challenge groups. If you have 2 or 3 people, that's enough for a challenge group. That's enough for a free group or even a whole month of challenge group. You don't have to always be in our big ones. Go out. If you have you're like, I just have this on my heart. I want to lead this group. Man, go out and do it. So, and really quick, before Tara talks about, we're going to move on here, but power hours. Does everybody know what a power hour is? Yes and no? Okay. So there are men.
I like it.
Yes and yeah. Okay. So they've called it a power hour because essentially in an out, like it's where you can focus for 1 hour and there's like a list of things for you to do. Okay. You can actually, I'm going to upload in the team page. Ashley Smith created one that's 12 pages, but it's a power hour for a week. It's like your weekly goals and it's pretty detailed. If you're like a really detailed person, it can be a little overwhelming for someone that's not, but for some people, this is awesome. Okay, I'm going to upload that. Tara said there's many on Pinterest, like what is a power hour? There's a lot. I'm going to post some different documents, but a power hour is basically in an hour of time. It's like, okay, for the next 10 minutes, I want you to go and connect to 3 people. And you just go and you go in your groups and you go on Facebook and you search maybe your old high school or whatever and you connect with 3 new people. That's it. Then for the next 10 minutes, I want you to start 5 new conversations. And that's, hey girl, your kids are so beautiful. You know, how old are they? Okay, that's starting a conversation. Or, you know, I love that post or whatever. Just you're starting it doesn't have anything to do with Beachbody. You're just starting conversation.
Even if they don't have anything current, which I run into a lot. If they haven't posted anything currently, comment on their profile picture or their cover photo. Sometimes when I can't find anything else, I'm like, oh, hey, I love your cover photo. Or, you know, did you take that yourself? If it's a picture of their kids. Just find something to start the conversation. Because a lot of people don't actually use Facebook organically anymore. It's just sharing other, you know, recipes and stuff like that. So find that something. And that's been working fairly well for me.
And this power hour, go ahead.
I was going to say, now I will warn you, once they figure out you're kind of in the health and fitness business, I've gotten a couple of replies lately where they're like, are you here to help me lose weight? I'm like, I can.
If you want me to. Yeah. So, you know, you really, again, you want to make sure you're looking at them as a person and it's not like, hey, I want to try to get this person to buy a challenge pack, which I don't think that, you know, anybody's doing that. But we really, you know, you're just trying to build a relationship and you're just looking at, you know, growing your network and just starting those new conversations. So anyway, it's a very structured list because if you are a busy person and you want to build this business, you can do it in an hour of time. Now that's outside of just your workout, your personal development, and your training. You could, within an hour of time, you can build your network up enough to where you can essentially grow your business, okay? Now for me personally, I know, like, because I've done several power hours, I do these throughout the day. So like I will go and, you know, connect with 3 or 4 new people and that's my focus for like 10 minutes and then I get back to work. Or I will, you know, have conversations throughout the whole day through, you know, Facebook Messenger. Engage and add value to 5 people. You know, instead of doing that in a 10-minute time frame, you know, I kind of maybe focus on that. So I do mine more throughout the day, but then at the same time, I've in the last 2 months gotten more diligent on keeping track of this because I was just doing it. And then the people that I started conversations with, I would forget about, or I'd forget who I added to my network so that I wasn't going on their page and interacting with them. So I do encourage you, if that's the way you're going to do this, to either get a notebook. I mean, I just literally in my notebook have a list of like, who's in my challenge group? Who's some leads? Who's in my free group? You know, I have one for each month. I just started that. That was from Tara. That's what Tara Bialek does, who's one of the top coaches. There's a power hour sheet that you can just write the people down, whatever works for you. There's not going to be one system for everybody. And in fact, something might work for you one time and then you might switch to another. Just get a system in place and you're not going to get it right the first time. It's not, you know, you're just going to it's going to be just like your journey. It's just like your weight loss journey or your health journey. It's going to be an ever growing thing. So an ever changing thing, evolving thing is what I'm trying to say. So making sure that you're doing your 3 vital behaviors and your power hour every day. And you will grow this business, you guys. I promise. Whether your goal is to just make enough to where you're paying for your own Shakeology, if you're wanting to, you know, get a little, you know, some extra money for your family, or if you want to replace your full-time income, there's a lot of opportunity with this business. And I did not see that when I first started. I really just had the goal to pay for my own Shakeology, but it has evolved. And that is my goal, is I know that this business can get me working from home, replacing my full-time income, to provide more financial freedom for my family and be home with my children. That's my own personal goal. That is my why, and that's what gets me going every day. That's what gets me to get up in the morning a little early to work out, or stay up a little later to finish my power hour, because I know that opportunity. So, and I want to create that in you. If your goal is not to have this replace your full-time income, that's okay. That's okay. But whatever your goal is, you can make it happen just by doing it. It's very basic. Keep it simple. Keep it very simple. And I just encourage you all, be here in a year. That's what Carl Deichler told us at Summit. He said, be here in a year. Stick with it. There's going to be highs. There's going to be lows, but be here in a year. And I guarantee you're going to want to be here for longer. So that's just what I wanted to leave you guys with that before I pass the baton over to Tara, talking about sharing on our page.
Yeah, so I have seen a lot of you starting to kind of come out of your shells and post a little more on your pages. I know a lot of us have that fear of you have to be at your goal before you can share. Something I struggled with tremendously, because I've had a yo-yo weight loss, weight gain, weight loss for the last, I don't know, how long have I known you, Shay? Like 5 years? I don't know.
No, like 3.
3. It's been longer than that, hasn't it? Are you sure? Whatever. Anyway. Okay, so 3 years. But before that, same thing, right? I mean, I've tried Weight Watchers and cabbage soup diet and everything under the sun. But I always struggled because I didn't have this major physical transformation. I'm like, what is going to attract people to me if it's not like this major before and after picture? Because I don't have that. I've got, small wins. But what I've learned is the more I share about just wanting to be healthy and be strong and be there for my daughter and my family, the more people I attract. I get thanked often for not making it about weight loss, but making it about a healthy journey. So I just say that to kind of encourage you all to continue to share what you're doing for yourself. And I think it's Josh Coates who said, and I told Bobby this already, but he said, be as arrogant as a rock star, but as humble as a homeless person. And he's like, you think rock stars really think twice about snapping a selfie of them sitting on the couch drinking coffee? No, they don't. But it's just getting your face and your feed and your story on Facebook so people see it and comment and like and engage. Because the more you're on there and the more you're interacting with people, because Facebook is quirky. I think I saw a post, Shay, from your sister the other day. It was like, hey, unblock me. And you're like, I don't have you blocked. You have to actually watch my stuff to see it. Like, Facebook is funny. So you have to be out there sharing, and you have to be interacting with others for them to see you as well. So it just kind of goes, but don't wait until you're at your goal to start sharing and start inviting, because I'm not at my goal. Shay's not at her goal. Patty's not at her goal. Micah is not at her goal, right? We all have this ongoing health journey that's never ending. And that's why we're in this business, because there's something we can always be better at. We can always be stronger. We can always be healthier. So,
yeah. And always remember those little things. Like if you did a full push-up and before you were on your toe, your knees versus your toes, or you were just able to pick up your dog. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like it can be those little bitty things. Yep. It doesn't have to be this big before and after at all.
One of my favorite posts of Heidi's was she carried in all of the groceries, and she's like, I work out, so I only have to make one trip from the car. Like, I mean, just funny little, right? I mean, she had like all of the Walmart bags on her arms. Right?
Yeah.
So just, just share your every little day wins, but also be real, because nobody's attracted to anybody who's perfect either. So there's a balance there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's kind of it on sharing on your page. And they say to post 3 to 4 times a day, and that's just so you stay active, which leads me to my next topic. I know, Bobby, you've been using it, but Hootsuite, if you aren't familiar with Hootsuite, it is an amazing app where you can go in and you can schedule your post. So you can type them ahead of time, tell Hootsuite what time you want them to go out, and it will do it for you. So I've been doing this for my my health and fitness page. Every night I'm scheduling a post about a quote, something with nutrition, and something with workout. And I pre-schedule it, and I don't have to touch it the rest of the day. Now, my personal page, I try to be a little bit more current, I guess, maybe is how I want to say that. You know, I try to get a selfie in there every morning or every day, once a day. And don't think that people are getting sick of seeing you, because not everybody sees every post you put up. That's another quirky part of the Facebook algorithm. Now, I have like Shay and Bobby. I have, I don't know, a handful of people that I have tagged so I can see their post first, so I can support all of you. Because the more interaction you get on your post, the more visible they become. Mm-hmm. And friends of friends can say, oh, look, Bobby commented on so-and-so's post, and they'll go see what Bobby's doing. So
that is a way we can support each other too. So if you see another teammate, like today I did a post and another coach was like, I did a post about joining me, and she was like, heck yeah, girl, you're motivating me. Sign me up. Yeah. She's the coach. But she knew that by saying that was going to boost my, boost my post a little bit. And so that's a way that we can all help each other too. So if you make a really vulnerable post, put in the Empower page, like, hey, I just did a post. Help me, you guys go and like my post, because again, I try to see all your guys's and I try to support, but Facebook's weird. And I don't get to see everybody's post all the time. So, and don't think just because you've shared it once that you're not, like, your before and after, let's say with a program, like let's say, Jen, you want to share your before and after of T25. If you have 500 friends, maybe 50 will see that. So don't be afraid to share that again. Maybe you word it a little different. Maybe you put heading or something, but
in future calls too, we can talk about how you can target that. Like if you have a set group of people, that you're trying to build relationships with, you can target your post to them by putting them in a list. And we can talk about that, or I can find a how-to on that and put it in the Empower Crew page. But that's also kind of a good way to build relationships too, is build that list. And those are the people that you were going in and commenting and liking their stuff every day. That way you don't get lost in the Facebook forever feed, which I am guilty of, and I hate it. Like, I can't stop.
No, I know.
So anyway, Hootsuite, HOOTSUITE. They have an app, they have a website, but it's really easy. You just go in, you type up your post, you hit schedule, you tell it what time. I think it works on Instagram as well. I don't use it for Instagram.
It works on Twitter. I know it works on Twitter, but I don't think it does Instagram.
Okay.
No. But I will say that using Hootsuite when you have a group, like let's say you're doing a free group and you're wanting to do a morning and a night post. Morning, you have to remember you have people on the East Coast to the West Coast. So if you don't post till 9 a.m., well, that's already 10 or 11 in some people's time. So scheduling it in Hootsuite is nice because then you don't have to worry about, getting up early and posting, or being it, like if you don't feel good or you want to go to bed early or you have an event, let's say you have a Christmas party, you can schedule a post in Hootsuite in your group. So you can tell Hootsuite, you give them the link and it'll post in that group for you. That's what I really like it for. As well. So it's free to use. So
yeah. So a lot of us, we have day jobs, right? And we can't be hopping on Facebook 3, 4, or 5 times a day. So if you pre-schedule that, it's a set it and forget it. And then when you get home, likes and that kind of thing. So
okay,
very helpful.
Awesome. Thanks, Tara. All right. Now, next, last but not least, we're going to quickly go over December and looking forward to the month. So we are ending out November. I cannot believe it's December. Like, seriously. We have 25 days to Christmas, you guys. Like, what? I'm overwhelmed already. But Tara's going to talk about we have a free group running called 12 Days of Fitness, which we've done the last 2 years. It's been awesome. So I'm going to let Tara talk about that. But really quick, I do want to talk about our Maintain, Don't Gain group. It is on, now we usually run a new group every month, but we decided at the beginning of November to just run one big group to the end of the year. And so re-invite for that group. So if you have people that you've recently reconnected with, just add them to that group like it's a brand new group. Put an invite out on Facebook. Say, hey, join me in my group or whatever. You don't have to let them know it started November 1st, because every day there's a coach that's posting something and pinning it to the top that's helpful information for them. They're going to get a lot out of that group. And then if they need some extra, let's say they need an extra recipe or they need something, you can send that to them in a personal message. But get them plugged into that group now. A lot can happen. You guys, 30 days. If they started now and they did the 21-day fix before Christmas, most people lose 5 to 15 pounds just in 21-day fix. Think where they could be starting the new year. So it's like, don't give them that excuse of just waiting. If they're ready now, get them plugged in. And then if they don't even want to necessarily lose weight, but they don't want to gain, every single year from the time that I was probably 4 years old, I'm not joking, I gained weight over the holidays. I always do. Last year, I was a coach. I did all of these things and I still gained, and I refuse this year. I don't care about weight loss, but I refuse to gain weight. I don't want to start the new year bloated, having to detox off of sugar, 5 to 10 pounds overweight, only wanting to wear sweats. I want to start the new year off feeling good. And so I know there's other people out there that also want to. So even if their goal is to maintain, get some healthy recipes, maybe their goal is to only gain 2 pounds versus 10 pounds. It doesn't matter. I had someone who was like, hey, I only gained 3, but I've lost 2 of it already over Thanksgiving. I'm like, that's awesome. That's Jen, apparently. So, that's okay. That's okay. Meet people where they're at, but get them plugged into Maintain, Don't Gain. Okay. All right. That's enough I'm going to say about that. All right, Tara, take it.
All right. 12 days of fitness. So we count, I think we start December 12th, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we start December 12th, and it basically goes like the 12 days of Christmas, right? So on the first day of Christmas, I don't remember how it exactly goes.
My coach gave to me.
Yeah, my coach gave to me 1 minute planking by the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And then the next day my coach gave to me 2-minute wall sit. But the trick is you got to add day 1 and day 2 together. So now you have a 1-minute plank by the Christmas tree and a 2-minute wall sit. And then the next one will be 3 of whatever. So you just layer on each day. Now this is in addition to your normal program, right? It doesn't take a lot of time until you start getting up in the double digits, but so that's what we're going to do. It's a great free group. That and the Weekend Warrior Boot Camp are the only are 2 free groups that I have had success with converting people into actual challengers, because it kind of just gives them a taste of what a fitness accountability group is like. Our other free groups are great for building relationships, but I feel these that are focused on fitness kind of really help them get the taste of that motivation and that support that we all kind of lean in and encourage each other. So that's going to be the 12 days of fitness. We will start probably, because you don't need a lot of prep time, probably start posting about that maybe end of next week.
I'd say that with this one, continue to, I would focus right now on Maintain, Don't Gain till maybe like December 5th. And then from December 5th to December 12th, really focus on 12 days of fitness, because those are the people that they're going to join you. It's just for fun, 12 days of fitness. We're going to share some healthy eating stuff, but it's not really a focus on a weight gain or a weight loss or whatever. It's just for fun. Every day they have a different fitness challenge, but I guarantee you after Christmas comes around, and then they're starting to think about New Year's and resolutions. When they start thinking about wanting to do a program or wanting to lose weight, who are they going to go to? You, because they had just been 2 weeks with you doing these fun fitness challenges. They get to see what a challenge group is like. It really does help boost your business for January. The past 2 years I was coaching even when I was just a discount coach, and I shared a little bit. That last week of December was always my biggest week ever in the whole entire year, because people are wanting to buy before the end of the year, and there's a ton of sales. So like this year, they are no longer going to be doing the $140 challenge packs. So come January 1st, 2017, all of them are going up to $160. So a lot of people, it's like, hey, even if you're not going to start till second week of January or whatever, get your program now. Get plugged in now, and we'll have a challenge group for January and all of that stuff. But build the relationships now. Get them to trust you now before you start talking necessarily challenge packs. So I listened to a call with Brandy Botts recently, and she said, invite them into your challenge group, but if they say no, you have now something to fall back on. Just say, hey, I know you weren't ready necessarily for, to join me in my accountability group. I'm having a free group called 12 Days of Fitness. It's just for fun, different fitness challenges. Would you like to join me in that? You can get some free healthy eating, meal plans and recipes. Most people aren't going to say no to that. So, right. Yeah. Okay, so any questions with that? If you guys come up with a really awesome graphic, I know we'll share some with, be open. Anytime I make a graphic, you guys can steal it. You guys can share it. But if you come up with one, if you're really good with, I'm not very good with them. I just use PhotoGrid, but I know Tara's really good with them. Or you can
probably spend too much time on them. Let's be honest.
That's you're kind of good with graphic design. But if you guys have any, want to just, if it takes you a lot of time to create graphics, don't do that. If you want to just borrow one of ours and just use it for your own, that's fine. All right. I think that's it, you guys. I tried to keep it under 30 minutes. I think we're right at 40. So anybody have any questions or anything before we jump off?
No.
Okay. Thank you so much again for you guys taking your time on here. I'm going to post this recording in the group. I'm really going to do my best to figure this out. I work for an IT company, and I'm technically challenged.
I think you got to upload it to YouTube first.
Okay.
And then you can.
Okay. I'll do that.
All right.
Okay. Awesome, right. You guys. Have a great night.
Good night, ladies. Last day of the month.